I have decided to consolidate all of my dog hating videos into one succinct video. Be prepared. First of all, I'm not really a dog hater. I'm an animal lover. I'm not fond of dogs. There are certain things about dogs that I dislike. So in the extreme, yeah, you could call me a dog hater, but I'm not really a dog hater. I would never harm a dog, for no good reason. I would only harm a dog in self-defense or defending other people. I'm a live and let live kind of guy. If you want to love dogs, dote on your dog, that's fine. The problem that I have with dog owners, especially in Miami, is that we have a lot of arrogant, narcissistic, entitled dog owners who think it's completely normal to bring a pet dog into a supermarket. Not only is that rude and unsanitary, bringing a pet dog into a supermarket, but it is still completely illegal in the United States to do so. Federal regulation banning it throughout the United States, bringing pet dogs into, places that prepare or serve food. State law that outlaws bringing pet dogs into supermarkets and restaurants. And then also, ignoring local ordinance and regulation. The stores themselves have policies against bringing pet dogs into supermarkets, usually. So you have these three levels of law, policy, regulation saying you should never bring your pet dog into a supermarket, and yet so many people do it in the most urban parts of Miami. I'm talking about the parts of Miami where the high-rise neighborhoods are. Miami has the third highest skyline in the United States. It's not the third biggest city in the United States, but it has the third highest skyline. So there are densely populated neighborhoods along the coast of Miami where the high rises are. So I'm talking about like Brickell, downtown, midtown. These neighborhoods are very she, and they tend to have these dog owners who think nothing of bringing their pet dogs into supermarkets, even though it's completely illegal, rude, and unsanitary. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. So, if you just do a simple exercise of empathy and intelligence, imagine any other type of animal that you are not fond of, that you would not want near your food. You'd be disgusted if they came near your food, so on and so forth. And then imagine that people start bringing those animals into supermarkets near your food without your permission or knowledge. Wouldn't you be bothered by that? So that is why it is completely rude, illegal, and unsanitary for dog owners to do that. I am not objecting to legitimate working service animals, service dogs under the Americans with Disability Act, helping a disabled person navigate the world. I have no problem with that. The problem is in Miami, you have these arrogant, narcissistic, lazy, entitled dog owners they're being lazy. They're combining their dog walk with their visit to the supermarket, or their errands with their visit to the supermarket. They think nothing of bringing their dog into the supermarket. There are people who have problems with this. I have talked to store employees about this. When we first moved to Miami, I was shocked by it, and I would speak up about it a lot in person at the stores. When I did that, other people would speak up in agreement with me. So clearly it bothers people that all of these arrogant, narcissistic, lazy little assholes are combining their dog walk with their visit to the supermarket. And they spoke up about it just like I did. But I guess because it's done so often here, people tolerate it. It annoys them, but then they don't say anything about it. So again, it's completely illegal. So in theory, the law is on the side of those who don't want pet dogs in supermarkets. But unfortunately, in Miami, there isn't much enforcement on this. The stores, occasionally, they'll post signs. They'll try to discourage it. But still, it's pretty typical here at any given moment at a busy time in the supermarket here, especially Whole Foods Market in downtown Miami. There'll be like 7 dogs in the store. And they're clearly pet dogs. They don't have the decorum of service dogs. I think I've seen like 3 legitimate working service dogs in Miami, ever. I mean, there's probably more than 3 here, but I'm just talking about my experience of going into the supermarket. Usually the dogs I see are not legitimate service animals. They don't have the decorum. They'll get in barking matches with other dogs. They sniff things. And this is precisely the problem with bringing pet dogs into supermarkets. Dogs are invasive sniffers. Scent and taste is very important to them. They will bury their nose and mouths in things that they're interested in to smell and taste. And you're bringing your pet dog into a food store with all of those interesting food smells? Yeah, you are the problem. You're an immense asshole for doing that. Because I have witnessed dogs sniffing things, and dogs get drool and mucus on things. They're touching their mucous membranes to things, and they're sniffing them in a food store. You are allowing your dog to contaminate the food of other people without their permission or knowledge. And it's completely illegal, too. So not only are you being a rude asshole, but you're breaking the law. So you need to worry about this a little bit more. I mean, you might get on someone's bad side and wind up getting prosecuted for it. And if you're just a rich, entitled, lazy little asshole, you might think you're going to get away with it. But, committing fraud in the United States of America, I mean, if the government does wind up prosecuting you for that, it might wind up being a problem. And, in Florida now, they have made it a crime to pass a pet dog off as a legitimate working service animal just because you want to bring it into a supermarket. So these people in Miami, they need to think twice about this because they are actually pissing a lot of people off, and the law is actually on the side of the people who are pissed off, not the lazy dog owner who wanted to walk their dog into the supermarket.